The Nicolas Cage renaissance is here. Has the term Cageessance been, copyrighted? If not, I want to claim that. I am saying the Cageessance here 12 2023 because Nicolas Cage is so back and it's so great to have him back making great movies again. And Dream Scenario continues with this trend. This is an A24 film produced by Ari Aster. And I think that's actually kind of a key to understanding this movie. And it stars Nicolas Cage as Paul Matthews, a college professor that is kind of just this regular guy. He's not particularly disliked. He's not particularly liked. He just kind of lives his life. He has his desires. He has his wishes. He has this beautiful family. And then one day, something weird starts happening around the world. Everyone starts dreaming of this character, Paul. And so overnight, he becomes an overnight like sensation, this celebrity. He goes viral, if you will. And he kind of like he relishes in that. Like all of a sudden, this guy who's been normal, who's never really been paid attention to his entire life, gets like this brief touch with fame, and people know him and people love him and they're obsessed with him. And then this film follows then the downfall of that, which is the rise of fame. And then right when people build you up, they want to take you down. And that's what Dream Scenario is. It is a movie that, broadly speaking, this movie is about the idea of cancel culture, about viralness on social media, and just it's also a movie about male fragility. This movie explores Paul Matthews, played by Nicolas Cage. And again, he's this regular guy with these fantasies and wants and like desires in life. And then the exact second he gets any form of pain or fame, I should say, not pain, fame, he goes out of his way to just start, doing what he wants to do or what he's always dreamed of. So, there's these scenes where he wants to be this publisher. So he wants to, really use this as a way to promote himself. And then he starts finding his way getting into temptations, things that he's always kind of thought about on the side. But now that he has the chance to be famous, he kind of gets away with it. And that's maybe a direct metaphor to a certain president, and maybe it's not. But the idea of this movie is everyone doesn't know Paul Matthews the person. They know him as the viral celebrity. And so there's sequences where people, they dream of Paul Matthews. And sometimes those dreams are a little sour and negative, or maybe they're a little risque in fashion. And thus they associate Paul Matthews, the person, with this dream of theirs, this kind of person they've made up in this idea. And then when they meet Paul Matthews, it's kind of disappointing. He's not that guy. He's not this confident person, or he's not this, assertive person that maybe people want him to be. And it's this combination of cringe comedy and psychological thriller. Nicolas Cage is so well suited for this role. I thought he was just absolutely dynamite in this movie. I thought this was such a compelling script to use an actor like Nicolas Cage as we kind of see the comedy and the psychologicalness of this movie unfold. Cage is game for both, and he does so effortlessly. I mean, this is such a great performance from Nicolas Cage, rivaling any performance Cage has given. And I mean, that's the idea of the Cage Assance, where it's just like, Cage is really one of our most talented actors. And this movie gets weird, and it's not afraid to get weird. And like I said, you can feel that Ari Aster A24 influence in its script. And I really enjoyed this movie. It kind of, if I have to compare this movie, I wouldn't even necessarily compare it, but I think it would make for an excellent double feature. The movie last year, directed by, I believe it was Todd Field, Tar, starring Kate Blanchett. Tar and Dream Scenario are in conversation with each other, not because they're both broadly movies about quote unquote cancel culture, but it is movies about that psyche of a human experience of living in the current day and age, in going viral, in context not always mattering when you go viral, and that's what these movies explore. I think Tar is the harsher of those movies, and I think it's maybe a little bit more sound in its logic. Dream Scenario is definitely the more ambitious of the movie, but Nicolas Cage goes toe to toe with any actor, and he does so in this movie. And this movie takes about 100 big swings in this screenplay, and maybe it connects on 80 of them. And there's some scenes that don't really work as well. There's a big pivotal moment involving someone who works for an ad agency company and Nicolas Cage, and it involves kind of this like I don't even really want to say what it involves, but it involves them going out for drinks. And it's this extremely awkward, quite funny scene. And it's also kind of a big moment in the movie. And it kind of represents the turn of public perception for Paul in this movie, if you will. It's the gradual turn for what the third act is setting up of this movie, and it's really funny, and it's also one of those scenes where it's just like maybe some of the swings don't always hit, but this movie is trying so hard and it is accomplishing so much that I had just an absolute joy experiencing this movie. And I think this is the case of when I give my review in a second. I think in 10 years I could go back and listen to this review and be like, I didn't fully understand this movie, and now 10 years later, seeing what unfolds in our current like day and age, like this movie was actually so aware of what was going on and understood it better than probably most films did, and it's now kind of this five-star masterpiece. I'm not quite there. I was flirting with the idea of going 5 stars for Dream Scenario. I'm not getting there. I am 4.5 out of 5 stars with this movie. I really enjoyed it. I really like these swings it takes. Like it does have some of that Charlie Kaufman like feeling to the screenplay of this movie. And it, like I said, it's just so successful in what it does. I really enjoyed Dream Scenario, and I would highly recommend you checking it out. I actually can't wait to talk about this movie in greater depth. With that all said, thank you all for watching this video. And if you like this review, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 followers slash subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So please, if like I said, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Take care and bye bye.